Hey everybody, I'm that girl Goddess, and I've been watching TV lately, and it been YouTube talking about a lot of demonetization on a lot of pages. And this one lady, she went back. I was watching her video, and she said she deleted a lot of videos that it was pictures of her. It was motionless, and she was just showing a video of her, I guess, just a picture of her still, you know, took a photograph and did it. And I don't know exactly how long it went, and a lot of copyright issues. I'm saying it because a lot of us who just started YouTube, small content creators, we're getting so many mixed messages on what to do. So many mixed messages that I had a lot of memes that I will post because they have strong messages to send out. But I had music in the background, and then it said limited and had the little thing on it. And she was talking about that, the day shorts and stuff, repetitive videos. And, you know, I don't know. I'm old school. I love memes. But at the same time, I started deleting the memes. I said I'm gonna delete all of them with the music and on them and everything. Even though you can go to the different things and you can get the music, and I guess they'll let you select the music, but it's limited. And I look at a lot of entertainers, and it's like, okay, they want to get paid if you get paid half. And my whole thing is, I'm over it in that area. I'm over it. I'm gonna do my memes, probably put them in half, make my commentary at the bottom of it while the meme is sitting there, and I have my face at the bottom, and I speak. I guess that's what I'm gonna do, cause I still like the messages that be on my memes. Sometimes people just looking, especially when they at their job and they can't have no music playing, and they just look and see and can read and get a quick message, something to uplift them sometime. I don't know. But I remember somebody, they was on there and they say, well, copy and paste from somebody else and make the TikTok complications. And I know my first mind is always God. I didn't do it. Thank you, Jesus. I said I wanted to start the channel and, plant the word of God. I got another channel. I'm going to do a lot of cooking. I have a lot of trades up under my belt, and I'm going to help a lot of people take some tests and questions and answer them, and, give my synopsis on each the test that can be on a cosmetology test or barber test. There's not, but as I read the paragraphs, I have highlighted stuff in my book along the way, and I will be putting some of that on my TikTok to help a lot of barbers, help a lot of cos students, help a lot of CNAs, PCAs, PCT, first aid tips, because I'm in the medical field. A lot of things, just so people can grow. And a lot of times when they hear somebody else say something, they'll remember it because they seen it. CDL, put a lot of information out there. I don't know. But I do make most of my content. So I'm one of those people who's original, because I don't always agree. Look at a lot of videos and stuff just because I always have watched a lot of videos, and some of my favorite content creators is no longer on YouTube. Cause it was one like he called himself, I think it was Big Mouth or something like that. But he was a man, but he used to always talk about the Bad Girls Club and Zeus and stuff like that. I really don't want to get off into talking about the celebrities like that overall. You know, we all can have an opinion, but it's something about the rich. They try to come at the people that's not making money like them really, really harsh, really, really crazy. You know, I hate the fact that I have supported a lot of entertainers, and I'm at the point now, I don't even turn the radio on. I don't even want to be bothered because if they that hateful to the people that helped made them big and supported them, I don't. I just can't deal with them. I don't want to mess around with them because to me, I'm done. You know, I'm just done with a lot of it, and it's bad because I loved a lot of different songs and stuff. Now I'm scared to play rap music because I know the music is played at a certain hertz, a lot of it, and it draw demons into your home. I done had a lot of warfare behind some of it, and I'm not interested. I just want to enjoy a song. I don't want to go to spiritual warfare. I don't want to invite demons in, and I don't know what to listen, what advice to listen to and what not to listen to. But I said I'm going to download all the information and study the rules and regulations. And, I don't use AI, faceless content. And it's repetitively, they say, you know, rep- repetitive information, I guess, that it has really, it's saying basically saying this has no quality, you know. And I have seen some AI content and it was kind of weird. But some of it I did like. I like the little characters that was going on. But they want people to be authentic. And I can honestly and truly say my content is authentic. Because I have studied, been in the ministry. Everything I talk on are usually is part of a profession with me. Like I'm a professional cook. I took all these cake decorating classes years ago and tried stuff throughout the years from the time I was in elementary. Because I went to a private school and we had to have foods and different things like that. Chef classes, reading a lot of recipe books and different things, trying over the years, being multicultural and having a lot of dishes that's not necessarily known in a lot of neighborhoods, because when I introduced squash pie, a lot of people looked at me like, what? Squash? But they didn't even know it was squash. I just pretend like it was a sweet potato pie. And they was eating it, talking about, woo, this is good. And I said, that's squash pie. So I have a lot of tasters and stuff. And, it goes over big other places. But if you're in the hood or something like that, you having some stuffed green leaf, grape leaf, it's not gonna go over big unless you Mediterranean, different dishes for different cultures. But since I have so many cultures in me, I make a lot of dishes. Yeah, I make a lot of dishes and try a lot of stuff. But it's hard, because, always wanted to be a content creator. But I was listening to this lady today and she said she got rid of over 1 million watch hour shorts and stuff. And I just started going on my page and said, okay, anything that got limited because of the music, could possibly be a copyright issue, I'm just going to delete now, And I do a lot of shorts like that. And I say, I'm just going to set it up differently. I'm not going to use no more music. you know, even though we love music, but if rich people gonna be so hateful about us using the music that we grew up to love, and you know, what keeps us driven to going to see them, I just made a decision just because of Facebook. I'm not going to no more concerts. I'm not supporting their music. I just feel they have a bad attitude. Music has always been a thing, and it's not worth it. They even talking about people, they went to school and everything, they professional at playing their instruments. This guy was saxophone and he played different songs, and he have his own version of it. Some of it is so close, and he's really, really good. I enjoy his page. But he may lose his page because he's doing something he loved because of copyright issues. And I just be like, enough is enough. I hope he can write some songs in his own play, because he's really, really good. It's like I wanted to do a second wedding and have different music from different people. I'm at the point now, since these entertainers are so nasty about their attitude and their music and forgot that we help fund their craft, that I don't even want their music played at my wedding. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I found a bunch of people in the church and do gospel music, and you know, you're talking about your first dance and things that's special to you, a song that means the world to you, and you can't even put your video on YouTube or for the world to see it and celebrate with you because of copyright issues. I just think they just do too much nowadays. I remember in old school, they used to love for you to support them. But this stuff that's going on now, it's like, why even be bothered with y'all? And then it's like rich people, and I always tell people it's the war on people that's making under 150K. Everything comes against you, but the devil is a lie. God gonna make some changes. It's like even if someone breaking your house, you protect yourself. They become unalive and they want to send a person to jail who defended themselves, but we have a right to defend ourselves. But if we exercise the right, we're going to jail, serving time, and somebody came and broke into our house. That should be non-negotiable. If something happened and you protect somebody and these criminals got all these rights, they get harmed while you're trying to protect yourself, your things, but the government is going to lock you up because you protect yourself. But if you make a statement against someone that's political, they're going to lock you up. Okay? They can do anything to you. And my thing is, human life is human life and it has value. But if you violating somebody, easily be a time criminals lost all their rights, and they need to. Okay, when it comes to something like that, if you broke in somebody's house, there's no excuse. If you unalive, you unalive. And I know I went from the YouTube thing down to, this, because it's like everything, censorship, a lot of stuff. It seemed like it can be so unfair to small content creators. Everything is banned. They're coming after you. Now, I don't use AI. I wanted to have a page using the AI image, but some told me not to. Black out. I had a video and it wasn't blacked out. For some reason, the video wouldn't upload, and it was all you can do was hear me talk. I ended up taking the video down. Now, I ain't saying my page is booming or anything yet, but I do put content out there because I want to see if people share some of my ideas. Are they feeling like I'm feeling? their opinions on things, a platform. Get some of this information out here. I just want it out here because, it's like the new laws to be passed. How come the citizens of the United States don't have a clue? Like they passed all these laws for driving and I'm like, okay, they targeting the older people to take their license at 70 years old. And I understand looking for safety. But to completely keep them from driving, and they may not even have family, that's their only means is to get to the grocery store. Most of these accidents ain't necessarily due to elderly people. It's due to people somewhere between the ages of 21 and 35. Speeding like a bat out of crap, even though they raise a lot of speed limits. You have too many people that are not capable of maintaining those speed limits and drive safely. Their quality of driving go down the faster they get. They lose control. They don't have to be on their phone talking. They distracted mentally. A lot of people's going over and frustrated about the different things in life. They got put out. The landlord raised the rent. You in the hood and you got a 2-bedroom home you're renting, and your rent somehow goes from $650 to $1,250, $1,300. But then they want to pay us minimum wage, and they tell me they got to wait till 2030 before it goes in effect for $15 an hour. But they done raised everything up at least 500%. Come on now. That is just the rich trying to maintain their lifestyle and bring us completely down. But the biggest consumers are those who don't have middle class and up income. Okay? You have a lot of grandparents that's buying clothing for the children because a lot of men don't pay child support. Some men are behind bars for the rest of their life and can't pay child support. And you have the grandparents, aunties, and uncles providing for their nieces, nephews, grandchildren. But everything is coming at you to stop your income. We don't want you to get wealthy and come out of a bondage for no reason. They living fine, and we supposed to turn around and say, wow, did you see them eating 14 karat gold this? Did you see they driving a Lamborghini? They got 6 Teslas. But we can't even could barely afford to buy a carton of eggs. And they just keep coming. And every time you look at something, like I changed to my phone company, and it was the biggest scam. I got the plan with the unlimited data and everything, and I got 2 lines. Found out then that it ain't unlimited data on both phones. It is together. They can only get to a certain megabyte, and then it stopped working really. It'd be so slowed down it practically doesn't work. Okay? It's crazy. And I asked them, I said, well, okay, this will be my 2nd month under this contract, and they told me each phone I got is like $400 and some dollars. I'm right now trying to save up the money so I can get out of this and just transfer back to what I was and be happy. It's crazy how everything is so expensive. Everything requires you to have internet. Like them days long gone where you don't have to have internet. You have to. Because you can't get no premium channels. Television is not like it used to be where you can just, a Friday night, they're going to have 2 good movies come on. You don't have nothing on television. You have these weird sitcoms. And I personally, I didn't want to see a sitcom about nothing and a bunch of people that meet up at the bar. They all know each other's names, and you know, we got the black sitcoms too. That is just horrific. A lot of them because they don't really act like the average Afro American person, and you can't even relate to them. And they come up with these issues, and I don't know. I didn't give a name to none of the sitcoms, but I hate them. I hate the thought of them. I watch one or two and say, Lord, why? That we got to watch a bunch of goofy fake stuff that we really can't even relate to. We stressing out. You get a lot of fake news, or the news can be real, but the news is nothing relevant to what we care about. And things that's common sense they should have been put and deported immigrants that was over here doing illegal stuff, illegal crimes. You go to their country, you're not going to get no handout. They barely want to hire you if you go overseas. Let me keep it 100. You're not one of their citizens. But they come to America and they have all these rights. But the people here don't have it. They foreign, so they get grants. They don't even offer Americans most of the time a significant grant. Okay? And you jump through so many loops. They come over and half fill out the application. I watched how they fill out them applications that barely made sense, and they get a home grant, $150,000, or a new business, $150,000, $70,000, transport, and first business for this person. Half of them be getting a bunch of fake IDs because they started doing this at the Secretary of State. And they run up a bunch of fake business and be on public assistance at the same time. Scamming big time. But if we thought about it, people that are native born, naturalization, adopted over here as a baby, if we thought about doing something like that, we'd be locked up for life. But then it's a debate. Oh, don't deport them. They got children. They've been here a while. But they robbing the country and they feel like they better than us. And we don't have the same reciprocity in their country. So I don't understand I don't get it. I am 27 years old. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't want to get it. I just feel like send them back. We have to restructure American for the American people. Their level of witchcraft is so much deeper and extreme than what you would have got from the average American. But if you go to them countries in Haiti and Jamaica, and we ain't gonna leave out England, and it's a lot of countries, Sicily. The level of, and don't even stop the people from like India and Spain. There's a lot of men in Arbarian. I forgot how they say Arabian, but they witchcraft is on a different level. They don't have a problem playing with demons. A lot of them don't serve and don't have Christian-based faith anyway. Okay? And they come over here and everybody talking about, gang stalking, this and that, and astral projection now, and all this blood sacrifice, and everything is different. Okay? But you can't go to that country to do anything. I understand, like, when the passport bros went over there to get their women and thought they was going to treat them like trash, like they treat the American women, and they came up missing. I don't agree with everybody being unalive, but do you see how bold their statement was? But them women would come over here and marry a man over in the United States, whether he white or black or anything in between. And after they have 2 or 3 children, all of a sudden that man will get real sick. Next thing you know, he's practically non-functional, and then shortly afterwards he's unalive. They get divorced, and somehow they child support when they get divorced. That man, he can be making somewhere like $15 an hour. They get over half his income and they have 2 children. But American woman, But it's always been crazy here. A man pay child support, but he can't see his children. Why? And the woman, these kids coming up all messed up, unalive, and the man is not allowed to see his children. It's just like I was telling somebody the other day. I said, well, if my children make children, we're not prejudiced, but them Afro-American women feel that if they have a baby, they the only one have say-so over the child. Then they want to argue all day and comment. And I just look at people, it's not worth all of that. Just to have a relationship with your child. Grandchildren. Man had a YouTube video. He going to church doing everything he's supposed to, taking care of the child. The baby mama won't let him see his child. He dropping off stuff, showing it. She argue all day. These bitter. They need to do something to these baby mothers. It's ridiculous. Then they get these strange boyfriends doing strange things to the children. And the children grew up talking about how they was tampered with. But they wasn't, their fathers, their parents, their grandparents, and auntie wasn't allowed to go around the child. We can't say what's going in. And then they be lying on us and saying you attacking them. The men, the baby daddies attacking them. They almost looking at prison because they want to be a parent to their child. And I told my children, I really don't, they make children, which I have a son, he got children by the, he done went through hell. I really don't want them to breed by them. I want them to be with someone that's going to love them, be great parents. The grandparents have. So then you get the parents, your son make a baby by a bitter baby, crazy baby mama. Let me put it like that. They come drop the kids off and feel that if you the grandparent, you supposed to be providing for the child and babysitting whenever. My children got grown so I can live. I don't know what these people talking about. I seen one lady, I say I wouldn't put up with that. Take them children, go down to the police station and say she abandoned them on your front porch. You a grandparent, but you are not gonna deal with that. It should be laws against that. That's ridiculous. The woman sitting on YouTube, she's sitting in the car telling her mama, well, I'm tired of raising children. I want to be with my man. I don't want the responsibility of children. What? Didn't they know they had financial responsibility when they gave birth? It's just like these baby mamas feel that if daddy want to see a child, I told my son, well, his baby mama moved into the project. I helped get her out because she had to get out of my house. Okay. She got her own place in the project. If she don't go to work, she ain't got to pay rent. This woman do so much not to work. It's ridiculous. She had no time to go to school to make sure he all right because, that's another topic all in itself. Your child can be being jumped and bullied and the teacher sit there and look at it. If he hit them back, they all going to say, oh, well, he hit them, but they didn't see the 10 times the bully hit them. And it's the same way when I was in school. Everybody know what's going on. You got cameras in the classroom, but they conveniently ain't seen nothing. Oh, the camera broke then. Because because they didn't do their job to protect your child while they was in their care. I don't get it. I don't get it a lot of times. Everything seems backwards in society in a way to make America great. They have poor moral standings. I'm gonna put it to you, put the truth out there. They have poor moral standing.
Getting monetized is
you know, I said I'm gonna download all of YouTube's rules and regulations and everything. See if I can download them, have them printed out so I can read it. I feel like they should just email us all this stuff and let us download them so we can know about monetization. You know, I'm trying, but I have deleted a lot of videos, and I'm gonna delete everything that say limited. If I'm playing somebody's music and shorts, they basically told them, you got to have like 3 million shorts to be monetized for. I have a lot of shorts, but I'm just gonna continue on and leave these entertainers' music alone. I can look at TikTok and enjoy it. I didn't want to be monetized on TikTok. At one point I did, but they had to shut down on TikTok, that discouraged me right there. The new owners, I just look at people like, look, I'm so tired of millionaires and billionaires, and then they put all their censorship and all these crazy rules that makes absolute. It gets to the point the app don't even be fun anymore. I used to love Facebook, but all the thing you can do, it is a bunch of, you do birthday shout outs, baby showers, congratulations, and gender reveals. What else? Obituaries. That's most of Facebook right there. It's not fun no more because they over censor you. You cannot say anything, have a normal conversation. I can see if we made a video and it's using a lot of profanity. Okay, censorship should be on that. They shouldn't say in and everything, or it's intimately graphic. I can understand that if it's not for educational purposes. But every little thing you say, because I can't remember the LGB something. I can't remember it a lot of times. I just say the alphabet crew because there's so many and they add more and more to it. And you can barely talk about it. I don't understand. For YouTube to be for adults, if you're not getting for the kids, YouTube, I don't understand why we can't talk like an adult. I don't understand this. It's like the government want to take away your freedom of speech if it's not violent or perverse, or you can't have an opinion on some things. And I just think it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now some people I really can say they was out of pocket with some of the stuff they was doing. They was just out of pocket. But a lot of stuff, you got to use other words to describe something horrific or talk about it. Somebody want to talk about something that happened to them when they was a child and talk to people, because sometimes you need to be able to hear people that can relate to what you've been through and what they went through mentally and emotionally, and sometimes that can lead you to therapy. But you can't say nothing, and the censorship is just too wild. Too wild. But then when you look at the people in authority, these rich people, they do in and everything. And everything they do is perfect. And I don't get it. I'm gonna play by the rules because I enjoy doing my YouTube video. I thank God for the platform. But I don't know. This copyright for music is a bit much, and I can't blame YouTube. This is how a lot of entertainers want to get rich off you. So when it comes to an entertainer have a clothing line, I won't buy it. Why should I support you? I can't even use a 1 minute of your song, your music that I have already bought. No, I'm not buying no entertainer shampoo, hair products, wigs. I'm not even going to support their channel. If they turn around and say this is whatever famous person and I look down to see who channel it is, guess what? I'm going to keep scrolling. I'm going to go through my social media. If any of my social media, let's say, is a famous artist or actor or actress, singer, rapper, I'm going to delete all of it. I don't want to hear nothing from them. Because if they're so much better than us, why should I don't even want to read, because most of them in those high positions, they just sold their soul and they highly weird. I don't have no admiration of them, and just because they're an actor don't mean they got a PhD on the subject. It's just their opinion. I don't think everything they make in their clothing lines look good. They can just put stuff in mass production because they got the money. I'm not buying none of their face creams. I'm not doing none of that. Perfumes. I'm gonna start banning. I'm gonna stop. I can't say banning. I'm gonna stop buying their cologne. If you too good for me to play your music on a video without you want to take half the money, then I don't even want to be bothered with you. I don't want to support you at all because you're not supportive. I bought your CD or album or whatever, and I can't play the music that I paid for behind my videos. I don't want to be bothered with the whole entertainer. I don't want to watch their movies. Yes, I stopped watching TP movies because of the attitude. Okay? I don't want to do it. And people say, well, I used to support them at one point, but you know what? I'm not. Because for them to be so arrogant and so mean and so nasty, you got gospel singers don't want you to play their music. But how is the people going to hear their music if you can't play it? So, you know what I'm going to start doing? The CDs I have at home, I'll pay for that. When it comes to CDs, gospel CDs and stuff like that, or music, I'm just not going to play the music. I'm not going to watch them. I used to watch them a million times. Every time something come, ooh, watch them. Love it. Not going to do it. Attitude bad. You ain't going to treat me like a reject after I was a supporter. I just, you can set your boundaries and okay, I got to deal with it. But guess what? I'm just not going to support no more. And I look at a lot of people. Y'all need to start boycotting stuff. They ain't got to be so nasty. It's overboard. It's overboard. Everything. Laws. I feel that we should get a pamphlet in the mail when there's new laws that take effect that explain. I think we should have a voice. Like they giving you tickets in the mail. Nope. I don't think that's right. I seen it coming years ago, but I don't think it's right. I just look at it like it's amazing. You have all these crooked cops and officers and politicians, and they always being found out. And a lot of these celebrities got outside children. They don't make it mandatory that they come take a DNA. They don't make them pay, and they can afford to pay child support. They don't do none of that. but we supposed to worship them like they so great. I just think it's horrific. I think it's horrific. I'm sorry. I'm not in agreement. I'm not in agreement. You can't even sing a gospel song without copyright issues. Well, what's the point of making gospel music? Because the one thing about gospel music is supposed to be utilized by Christians, something to enjoy. And now everything's a copyright this, and don't do this, and don't do that. I thought it was a good time for someone can hear the song and relate, put them in a state of relaxation while I'm doing a video. But, all of that is dead. No, I'm not going to do it. No. But I tell other people, stop buying the stuff from these rich people. This your favorite rapper and he making gospel now? Don't support it. He got a clothing line. Don't support it. Why are you sturdy putting money into a rich person's hand, but you don't have money coming from them in your hand? And they sturdy making laws against you. Nope. If this is what I say any president, if they make a YouTube channel and I know it's them, I don't care what the name is, guess what? I'm not going to look at it. I'm not supporting them. Because why should I watch these channels no more than the ones I have to get some kind of information? Why should I support your channel? And then they not supporting us in no type of ways. I bet you I don't care what entertainer they don't follow you back on YouTube. They're not going to be consistently watching your content. They live in a different world and different rules and laws, and it's a shame that we still praying that the people that was in part of that Epstein thing be prosecuted. It's a shame our children in our neighborhoods can't walk the streets. But the same people that's being accused of when they was younger was able to walk the street. I'm just not getting none of this. Call me crazy, but you call me what you like. But I'm like YouTube being my platform. So I want to see who agree. I'm in this video like this because I started off talking about demonization and it ended up a little bit of everywhere. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Y'all be blessed. Bye.